Thanks to all our active patrons who have contributed a lifetime of $100 or more to reach Garuk Dong level status.
Here is the list of those special patrons in order of contributions.
If you would like to support our show, check out the Commander Smiths at patreon.com. Welcome to the Commander Smiths.
We are the Commander Smiths.
I'm Adam Smith.
And I'm Lowery Smith.
Don't worry.
We're cousins.
Hey, you like that nice ambient light I have going back there?
It was very... You're ready for Halloween, aren't you?
I have these like speakers that have flames on them that I don't use anymore because I got like a big boombox speaker.
Oh, good for you.
And so I was like, well, I got to make use of these somehow. I was like, oh, yeah, they have little flames and everything. So I'm going to put them up here. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
No, super cool. Very,
very awesome,
cool.
Adam. Thank you, buddy. This is episode 239. And what do we have in store today, Lowery?
I'm going to kick your ass like... Mortal Kombat should and would.
Oh, I thought you were gonna make mention of battle boxes and how you kick that ass in there, but yeah.
I would not dare to brag about my 1 in 6 wins. Like every 6 boxes we open, I beat you once. I'm not gonna talk shit. That's but we did battle box. I did win. Barely.
There was a lot of Liliana's opened up everywhere all over the place.
3 of them.
Yeah. And then I opened one in a freaking fat pack box, the bundle box that I got from Target, because I like to buy those for just having those. And so I got a Liliana again. I was like, sweet.
Oh, good for you.
I know. See, everybody likes my flames. My
flame,
bro. See? Flaming right now, buddy. I'm flaming.
It's not the stereo. Not the background. It's your personality.
But we can't start our podcast without discussing what we've been having to do for like it feels like an eternity. More Malort.
We gotta take a shot of Malort. This one is going to be donated from Doji from a couple weeks ago.
We know.
A Smith
always pays his debts.
Next to another, we know.
Is it ever gonna end? Like seriously, like this
Absolutely
has to end
not.
At some point because this is brutal. I'm getting down to the nitty gritty.
Patreon.
Look at that. It is actually. Look at that.
Spiking right now again.
Oh, it's that wiener thing. All right, we'll take our shots. I will move the mic away.
All right. So loud.
Right there.
What's the value?
Delicious Malort. Man.
Doji, want to say that we appreciate you and stop donating money. That's to Malort. Cheers.
Ding.
Why was it worse? It's because I'm a bitter old man now. I feel like it should level out.
Oh, God. God,
it's still on.
I know.
I try.
I know. I
can try.
I can see it's still on.
All right.
Why don't you tell us what we're doing in this episode?
So, like I alluded to, our staple versus is gonna love you too, Doji. Our staple versus is going to be Street Fighter versus Mortal Kombat. And Adam did a lot of research for this, and I am not going to do it justice. So, wow. How long do you think it's going to take?
I wish my levels were down because
I'm going to first round knock you out. That's all I need to do. I'll have your level spike, and then it'll just be kind of done. Nobody's reading that right now. It's just a bunch of words.
That's what
You can't even read.
That's what reading is. Oh, no, it's still going up there. We're gonna go through. Wait, no. Oh no.
I forgot how to drink.
Besides that, what else are we doing?
We decided it's just a small recap. We're gonna try and keep this short, so under 45 minutes. And but we're gonna talk about just kind of like reevaluating the blueprint that we did like a year and a half, 2 years ago at this point.
Oops.
And the Wardy 40.
The Wardy.
Wardy. The Warhammer 40K commander deck lists are fully spoiled.
Okay.
We're just going to do a fave 5. God damn talking. All right. This is why Adam does it most of the time.
You got the whole intro, buddy. It's all you. I don't think.
Yeah, I know. This is garbage. This is why. All right. I haven't had
Testing.
30. Yeah, no, it's still fucked. So all of the cards are out. We're not going to do like all the legends and all the cards. We're just going to do a Fave 5. Everything's included. We're going to talk about those a little bit. We got our blueprint. We have Mortal Kombat versus 40K. You have this honey beer, peanut. What is that?
French toast.
Oh, it's French toast ale. You're saying it's very syrupy, and I don't know how well I would like that, but it might be good. Might be sweet.
Maple syrup and cinnamon sticks. Cinnamon sticks.
I'm going with Zombie Unicorn, which is from the Brewing Project, which I always think is pretty good. It's a golden ale with a tea blend of hibiscus, orange peel, lemongrass, rose hips, licorice root, cinnamon, and natural flavor. And it's very tasty. So...
Damn it, dude. This is the longest we've ever had it where mine is blown out.
It's just...
We've never had it. Well, wait. It might be coming back in. Oh.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Oh.
There we go.
We're back.
Got your O face?
We're back. Hey, you did a good job taking over, Lowery.
No, I didn't. Don't. It's very condescending when you say that.
Really good.
No, I'm not. How old are you? I'm not a child.
Sometimes I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. So I'm actually
Only when you wipe my butt.
Oh, don't you love doing that? So mine is a French toast ale. It's maple syrup and cinnamon sticks. So the cinnamon really comes out.
Very nice. Very nice.
And that's from Hudson, Wisconsin. It's a Hudson beer. It's pretty good.
From Hudson?
Hudson. Yeah, it's just across the...
Brewing Project is, I believe, from Minnesota.
Yeah. Oh, yours. God, I'm disappointed, dude.
Doesn't matter.
The wiener we repay our debts thing, like that's not like that's blowing me out. That's the second time it's blowing me out.
Yeah, baby.
What the hell? Maybe I need to turn it down when I press wiener.
Yeah, probably.
I don't get
That's
it.
just more work though.
I don't get it. Okay,
it's
so
fine, whatever. I'm sure everybody likes seeing you blown out, being blown out. How I don't know how to make that like
how to make it dirty, how to do anything with that
yeah.
one. Yeah, so we won't banter too long. We're already at 10 minutes, and we probably might just get into stuff because we got the
Vikings suck.
Yeah. No one said
the whole reason we
suck.
didn't record last night. The Tuesday night recording. If you're
that's-
listening to this on Wednesday,
Yeah, but the people that
there
are
we go.
live,
That's a good one. Who's the mass? I'm not sure. MAS.
oh, Matt Sampson.
Oh, it's Samson. All right.
Samson.
Yeah.
Adam's
used to getting blown out.
I don't-
Lucky.
Oh, damn it. No, I don't even have a good one there.
All right.
Yeah.
Tags.
All right. Should we just get right into it? Okay. Okay. So you guys can become a patron by donating $1 or more, gets you into the Discord, gets you basically everything that we do, everything we post. $1. Yep. And also gets you so you can play games with us, which this Sunday, I think is what the tentative plan is. Sunday at 9 p.m. We're going to try to get a Discord game in. And so we kind of choose, people put their name on the list. For those of you that are in the Discord and want to get your name on the list, message me or Lowery about that. And we'll get you in there. So we'll do that live as well. So that's just $1 gets you in the Discord. $5 starts getting you proxies. You can pick from any proxies of the 300 plus that we have going. The higher you move up on the tiers, the foils you can start getting with that as well. seriously, if you're able to, the foils are the way to go, unless you just need proxies. Like, that's just get as many as you can there. There are some people that just get proxies and not the foils, even when they're a higher tier. The other financial way to support the show is to join us anytime we are live. Anytime we do this live, you can donate. For example, all of these shots that we are taking, that is from donations like you guys. Messes with us a little bit during the games. You could give us beans to fuck with us while we're doing that, hot beans and all that. So there's all these different ways that you guys can donate. We do have some other plans that we will be doing there with the live stuff. So a lot of the stuff is, if you don't want to become a patron, which is totally fine, join us on the live stuff, and that's another way to support the show. If you can't do any of those two, totally fine as well. The free way to support the show is just jump on YouTube and subscribe. That is the easy way, and that is the way you can follow us. Everything we're doing, every video, everything that gets posted, you'll see like multiple videos a week. We normally have 3 to 5 videos. 5 is probably our max, but we do have shorts that go out occasionally, and by occasionally I mean a lot. One of them is Curated MTG. It is twice a week, and what was yesterday, Monday's Curated MTG? Lowery didn't write it.
It was
down.
a starfish.
Yeah, it was a starfish. Something with scrying.
Sigiled starfish.
Yeah,
there we go.
Yeah.
It taps scries for 1. It's an 0/2 for a blue and a colorless. And it's just kind of a cool little creature that gets you some good value looking at the top of your deck and library and stuff like that. So it's
cool.
Neat little card.
Yep. Biggest thing with the curated MTGs or any of the other shorts that are under a minute long, just make sure to watch those through. Give her a like, and you guys can definitely make those go kind of Commander Smith viral. We'll put it that way.
That's better.
Yeah. Some other things we have is Spotlight Deck. You just did a Spotlight Deck last week on Sunday, and what was that Spotlight Deck? We're just featuring Lowery right now in all of this.
I do all the work. I am the Commander Smith.
You are the Commander Smith.
Old joke.
Yeah,
old
flashback
joke. All
like
right.
2-3 years ago at this point now.
Yeah. I did Ishin.
Again?
Yeah, but it was a defensive version. So it's goading, and then that helps the game plan as it's going along. And then as the game dwindles on, like I have enchantments that say whenever I'm attacked, they lose a life, or they lose life, I gain a life, and that's doubled with Ishin, or they take more damage, and they're forced to attack me because of the goading. That's kind of the goal there.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's the hard thing
So they were.
with goading. Like I realized with Kaima is like how once I get people down, like we start losing players and we're down to the last 1 or 2, how do I win? And that's a good thing with Kaima is it can get big enough where it can kill somebody, but it's still tough. So that's I like how you have like a little twist after you get done with goading, what it turns, how you actually win the game.
Let's see.
Okay, so we have Spotlight. We have Searching for the Spotlight. We also have Battle Boxes, which we also did. Lowery also featured in that one last week.
You were too.
But we did box openings where we battled each other and loser took a shot. We also had to take a Malort shot during that too. Forgot who gave us that one. I think it was Matt Sampson. You bastard.
Sounds right.
So check
Sounds
those
like
out. Those
something
are
he would
live.
do.
I'm not doing the proxies live anymore. Those are just coming out when I do proxies on my own time. But we have a lot of other stuff that is coming out as well. Opening packs and all that fun stuff. So that's YouTube. Follow us on YouTube. You can also vote and stuff for our other stuff on there as well. Then check us out on Discord Ultralight, which is called Twitter. And that is where we post most of our stuff. But if you weren't a part of the Discord and you only follow us on Twitter, I forgot to post that we weren't doing the live stuff yesterday on there. Normally, we do post that. So anything that we are doing or changes in the schedule, it will appear on Twitter. 99%
Nobody
of the
follows
time.
us on Twitter.
99% of the time, it will appear on Twitter. 100% of the time, it'll appear on Discord. So if you want that 100%, jump on Discord. And then if you want to interact, definitely jump on Discord because there's a lot of people on there. We're both on there all the time. Okay, so that is also a way you can direct message us. You can also direct message us by shooting us email at commandersmiths@gmail.com. And I believe that is where you can send the suggestions for this. It's time for everyone's favorite game show, Stump the Smith Savant.
It's too quick. I'm worried about this one.
We will repay our debts after this one because we kind of have the two little segments. So
I'm not licked up enough. I'm really worried about this one.
you're too sober to
Way too sober for this to be good.
All right, if you guys don't know how this game works, I am going to read the flavor text of a card, and Lowery is going to try to guess the card by asking yes or no questions. Every yes will hear this.
Hello, boobies.
Every no will hear this.
Wrong, 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 wrong.
You'll get up to 5 wrong guesses before he's considered stumped. We are at round number 13, week 2. After every 4 weeks, we will add a new card if Lowery does not get stumped. Currently, we have, is it Plaza of Heroes? I believe that is what we got. Plaza of Heroes up for grabs. And this week's stumper is Rick Race. And then also the card has to be in at least 5,000 EDH rec decks. And it needs to have flavor text. Just saying. Just the point of it.
That's like the whole point of it. If it doesn't have flavor text, you're just gonna stare at me.
It's like, guess, Lowery. You're like, I'll take a clue. If Lowery can get everything about the card, but he can't guess what the actual what the card is, he will get the initials of the card. If he has a bonus clue, or if he has a clue left, if he hasn't used all 3 of his clues, he will get a bonus clue. I have eliminated the chat completely, so they are dead. They are no longer alive. No,
except for when you talk with them.
Right.
Are you one of those mediums? Media?
We already have our Jackal and our Lightning Bolt
Thank God.
guesses, so
They're
one
wrong.
of these times it will be right. Okay, so chat can see each other. Lowery can't see chat, and here we go. Oh man, I didn't even read this one ahead of time. Shit, I was so focused on the clues.
One,
She can't even read.
2.
Dawn Kissed, he nourishes the golden grain. Similia, Malaysian poet? So, Similia is P-S-E-M-I-L-L-A. Malaysian poet is M-E-L-E-T-I-A-N poet. So I think I pronounced those actually right. I think. Doesn't it? So because this P has to be silent.
This P thing.
This P has to be silent.
Okay.
So
Okay,
Dawn Kissed, he nourishes the golden grain.
Ooh, actually, I think I know what this is. Okay, so this is from one of the Theros blocks.
Is that your guess?
Yes.
Hello, boobies.
It is a white card.
Hello, boobies.
Okay. I have a feeling I know what it is. Is it a creature?
Hello, boobies.
1/1.
Hello, boobies.
1 white man at a cast.
Hello, boobies.
There's a lot to this.
I know.
You're getting
Lifelink.
Hello, boobies.
And then there's a thingy about it's an enchantment creature.
Hello, boobies.
I should have said that.
Well, you said
Before I-
creature, so that was one
I
of the
said
things.
creature. That counts.
I wasn't going to give it to
was
you
a
until
creature.
you got the other part of it, but also we need the creature type.
Do we?
I think. Oh, maybe I never have done that. No, you're right. I haven't done like creature type.
I mean, technically, that it's something to do with like enchantments and shit. I'll take my first clue, please.
You got a lot of guesses there that were right. Well, you know what it is, so the art's not going to help you, but the art features a human-like being with arms outstretched in a field and golden leaves trailing behind.
Yeah, it's the art is based off of Gladiator.
Yeah, that's
Where he's walking through the field.
Yeah.
God, that was such a good movie.
All right, so Matt Sharkey got it as the first one to actually say it, but with your help, because everybody's like, "Damn, he got it! Dang!" So you got the assist on the chat getting it first.
Let's go with a second clue, please.
The text features potential life gain. lifelink.
Start it over, please.
The text features potential life gain and a sacrifice for protection. Of a certain type.
Creature type. It's a like
Gist of what it does.
some type of protection would be either like indestructible or protection from a color, but they shy away from that. This is I don't think it's indestructible. I don't think it's that good. It's I'll take a
Oh man.
hold on.
If you don't
Is
have
it-
that third clue, like if you have that extra clue, I can give you a bonus clue if you can't get it by the initial.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. So I want to say is in the name, is it Eidolon? Like E-I Eidolon?
Wrong, 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 wrong.
Okay. E-I-D-O-L. All right. What? It might be nymph of something. Nymph of like Iliad?
I'm gonna grab my beer.
Shit. This one might get me.
I know, that's why I gave you a bonus clue. If you can get to it, that helps with at least the name.
I'll take a. I want to take that third clue.
All right.
No.
no.
I don't want to. I don't want to, but I want to.
I don't
That
think
kind of
you
thing going
need
on.
to, because you know what the amount of decks or it doesn't matter, and you
It
know
doesn't
what it's
matter.
printed in, and you know you need the bonus clue. So you need to know what it does. What is its other thing? You're very close with everything. You got everything
I have
else, but
one
that
wrong.
yeah, you got one wrong.
1/1 lifelink, 1 mana, sacrifice. It might be. It's a nymph. Nymph of. So it gives a type of it sacrifices to give a type of protection. Is that the
Hello,
what's the second clue?
boobies.
No, I'm just repeating what you said, right?
I didn't say any of that.
What's the second clue?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, the text features potential life gain and a sacrifice for protection.
All right. I don't think it's indestructible though.
Oh, beer's about to go over. Ooh.
Is it when it's sacrificed? Does it? It doesn't give indestructible. I know that. But I can't get it out of my head. I hate it when that happens. What other kinds of protection are there? Hexproof? Is that something that it would do? Probably not. Protection from a color is something that white would do. Indestructible is something that white would do. Blinking would be something, but that's not it. Indestructible seems much more likely, but it still doesn't seem right. Does it have anything to do with... Let's try this one. Does it have anything to do with indestructibility and or hexproof?
Wrong, 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 wrong.
Okay, see? I don't know.
Yeah, you eliminated two things there. That was pretty good. Pretty good, you. So what is really the only protection thing that you can...
So it gives protection from a color?
Yeah.
Hello, boobies.
It's
what gets protection, and what is the cost to do it. Those are the two things I want.
One mana, sacrifice itself.
Hello, boobies.
What gets protection?
A creature enchantment creature.
Wrong.
I'm gonna give that one a wrong.
Is that 2 or 3 wrong?
3. But yeah, no, you're being specific.
I said specifically an enchantment creature.
Yep.
So let's go with. All right. Pay 1, sacrifice itself. Target creature gains protection from a color of your choice.
Hello, boobies.
I need one more protection from something. Creature or...
Oh,
So I need a second.
creature or enchantment.
Is that your guess? Doji says, timeout for a Malort shot.
I need a boost. It's like
Yeah.
I'm Popeye's spinach.
Yeah.
That's-
Ah, ka, 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 ka.
Is that
Spit it out. What do you think?
is it? I'm worried about it, but it's a creature or myself.
Is that your guess?
Yes.
Wrong.
Creature or...
Should have been. It's creature or enchantment.
Hello, boobies.
There you go.
God damn it.
All right. Oh,
Nymph of
no, here is what the initials are. A-O-L-B.
AOLB.
A-O-L-B. And because you got everything with the clue left, but you have 4 wrong
True.
guesses, I have this written down because I have no other way of helping you, because this is the word I figured you would not get, but this is a 4-word one. So what the first word, the A, stands for, and I'm not helping you with the other 3, is all seed. So that's all seed.
All seed.
Yeah, it's the only thing I can
Like SEED.
That's what
ALLSEED.
the name, what that represent, like what that word it means is all seeds. And I believe that might be pretty close to how you pronounce it, but you still need the OLB with no wrong guesses.
Wait, okay, so you were just giving me the
Basically
first word?
giving you the first word, because there was no way I was going to be able to give you a hint on how it's not seed, but that's how you pronounce it. It's all seed. So I am giving you that first word. That's my only bonus clue. I'm not helping with the other stuff. So you have to get that with 0 wrong guesses here. If you get any of this wrong, you're done.
All right, so the O would be of.
Okay, obviously.
No, give me the boobies.
Hello, boobies.
Okay. All seed of Long Beach. Just kidding.
This is why I was giving you that one, because I'm like, this is still going to be tough with you even knowing the first word.
Yeah, I'm not even sure I know. All seed of. Ugh. Wow.
All seed of LB.
It's crazy. I had it right away,
Yeah.
and then could not get beyond that. Wow. All seed of living lives. All seed of life's bureaucracy. All right. How long we've been going at this for?
I actually don't know what time we started it.
Oh, that's a while. To be respectful to
What is-
everybody, I don't
What do you
have any.
what do you think the L is? Let's get there.
I think it's life.
Close enough.
Lives.
Okay.
Life.
Hello, boobies.
What do you think the B is? All seed of life's B.
All seed of life's beauty?
Is that your guess?
We'll go with beauty.
Wrong, wrong,
Oh, you had
What
it.
was it?
All seed of life's
Bounty.
bounty. Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, that's a tough one. So you see why I
That was
gave
a
you
good
the
one.
first word, because I was like, there's no way how I can, like, the synonyms are like nymph or I think what was another one. There was a bunch of them that were similar. I was like, there's no way Lowery's gonna know what that is. I'm like, I'm giving him, if he gets there, I'm giving him all seed, and then there's still 3 words. that he
I
still has
would
to
have
figure
never
out.
even known that word. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have never gotten the all seed.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the hard part with some of these that are tough to pronounce. I might give more away, unless this was like, that's the only word. If it was just all seed, I'm not gonna be like, well, the answer is all seed, Lowery. Like, you know.
Understandable.
All right. Yeah.
Good one. Who was this? It was like Red Rocket or something?
Rick Race, RR, pretty good.
Okay.
Rick Race, you win a Plaza
Nice
of
job.
Heroes, which we still have to order because I have not bought that yet.
Oh, you thought I was
Plaza-
going to go longer, huh?
I was hoping you would.
That's what she said.
Oh, she did say that all the time. All right. I'm
It's
going to try this one
painful.
more time without making this go crazy. All right. Turn it down. A Smith.
Always pays his debts.
Okay. Please don't go crazy. Is it going crazy? No. We're good, right?
I think so. No, it's going crazy.
What the shit, man?
All right. Hey, this one's from Josh D. And he bought out the next month or something. I don't know why. I don't know what his money situation is, but he's somebody needs to put a ring on that guy.
I don't get it. I'm going to cheers. Not that. I don't
Stop talking. You're too loud.
I know.
Thanks, Josh. Appreciate you.
Oh. The I don't get was why it's blowing out. I don't get that shit. I guess the buttons can't be that long. Yeah.
Should we start calling him Josh the Saint?
Can you even hear me? Like, understand what I'm saying when I'm this far away?
I can hear you. I can hear you. Yeah. And it doesn't matter what everybody else can hear. So,
Ugh. God damn it.
yeah, it's bad. All right, we doing blueprint?
I'll start with that one because you can kind of walk us through that. Walk us through our old one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Boop.
I'm going to pull it up.
Boop.
So the one on the left with the blue blueprint to building a deck is our old one. And the one on the right, this is for YouTube folks, with the green blueprint wording is the newish version. Not a lot difference. Some rearranging.
We changed it to importance, I think.
And a couple of, yeah, and we didn't have the importance, you know how we do our Fave Fives. It's like not in order or sometimes in order. And that's exactly what this is. First one was not in order. This one's going to be in order of kind of importance, but
What?
I am the Commander Smith. All right.
Why don't you go through the list?
All right. The original one we had for recursion was like 0 to 5 spots for recursion, at 15 for 25 spots for the main idea of the deck. Then you had 7 to 15 for draw cards, 0 to 6 pet cards, 5 to 9 pieces of protection, 3 to 6 Day of Dragon win the game cards.
What is Day of Dragon?
I like explaining why we did that.
What is
Or
Day of
just, like,
what it
Day-
is?
Okay,
Where
Day
it
of
comes
Dragon
from.
is not an actual Day of Dragon card anymore. But what it does is, I was gonna explain the card, but basically it's win the game. It's back in the day, or when we played against our cousin Jake, he would play this wizard deck that could only counter all of the spells that we ever did.
The reason why we hate counters. The reason why we hate counters.
And what he would do once he had full control of the game, he would drop a card called Day of Dragons, exile all of his wizards, turn them into 4/4 dragons, and generally beat us the next turn because he had counterspell back up and he had already, had a big board and stuff like that.
Yep. I think. Am I back? Am I back? Am I back? I'm back. I'm back.
Yeah, you're coming back.
Huzzah! All right, no
So
more
Day of Dragons
repaying
is something
debts.
that we kind of call it for game winners, and we're saying 3 to 6 of them per deck for slots. You have a side. Sometimes you have a side theme. You have like 7 to 9 there. Slots for it. Removal is 6 to 15.
5 to 15. All right,
5
the
to
numbers are probably a
15.
little small for you. For the
And that's my fault. It's not yours. It's and then ramp, monorocks, stuff like that. 7 to 13 slots, and then 35 to 38 land per deck, depending on.
You went all
what
like
your-
dyslexia on it. You did 7 to 13. It's 13 to 17 for RAM.
You're right. That's fine. I'm trying to push that people should put more ramp in their deck. That's all it is.
Okay, so then we revamped it a little bit because now, like, I've been using this more so on the spotlight decks because I'm doing mine on the on Moxfield, doing that live. Lowery does the actual cards that you can see, so it's kind of two different styles when we do the spotlight. So that's another thing. Check out those spotlights again. But I've been using this, and we've been having talks a little bit. Lowery, you mentioned you were like, "Hey, I think we need to add a little bit higher on our draw cards because we more importance to the thing that we're lacking of tutors. We don't do the tutors, fart noise, and I do have that, and hopefully it doesn't.
We haven't been doing it for years and years and years. Right?
Yeah. So, what has happened is, I think we've ramped up the draw a little bit as I've done this a few times on Spotlight deck. There are certain things that we wanted to tweak that we do more of and less of. And so we moved over to more of, and then putting this in order. This wasn't our order before, was like Lowery said, this was not the order that we thought of importance, but we figured that since this is actually, people ask questions about this quite often, and we sometimes post it up or send the list and all that. I'm actually going to probably make a nice, clean, I'm almost thinking, Lowery, this is just kind of on-air production meeting type thing. Our little kill him tokens. I was thinking that adding this blueprint as another thing that we could give out for blue, like making those kind of things. So we have these blue.
I dig it.
Yeah. So this is just a thing to help while you're building decks and stuff. For those of you on the Discord, all you have to do is ask us if you want to see this, and we can just send it over to you. Otherwise, it would be posted on our Twitter page, whatever, at some point, and you can go back on that. But whatever. Anyway, so we moved it around. We went from we're working from most importance when you're building a deck. So you probably should hit up your main idea first, because that's why you're building the fucking deck in the first place.
Yeah.
So
what cards are you using that's different than others for why you want to build that style of deck?
Yeah.
That's kind of what's the driving forces for us and why because if I sit down and go, oh, this is really good with Smothering Tithe, Rhystic Study, it ends up being no different than any other deck, right? So what is the idea that you're trying to go with that certain commander, and what is it going to give it that little bit of spice and that difference between all of your other decks? We're saying 15 to 25 pieces for the main idea.
And that's what you should start with. You should start with this. You should not go, all right, I'm building a deck. Let's grab my removal. Let's grab my protection. Let's grab my recursion. Let's grab all these other things first. No, you should be starting with your core. And so you should gather all the stuff that you want to use that is the idea of this deck. And then you whittle it down to 15 to 25. Not right away. You don't do it right there. Normally what I would do is gather everything. So then you go, okay. Go ahead.
Question just for conversation piece, but
Yep.
how many cards do you normally pull for a deck or have ideas for?
I was actually going to mention that too, is that this number does get a little higher for me on lately with decks, like, because sometimes what I do is the main idea of I filter in some of the protection and removal in with the main idea.
Yeah.
And then I'll play it out, and sometimes those don't work out where I'm like, I'm handcuffing myself too much. Let's get rid of some of those main idea cards and put an actual good like removal, that in that place. But I would say, I'm probably, when I'm gathering, probably 30 to 50 at least to start with.
Oh, for that bit?
For that bit. Like I gain it all. And like some of the shit I grab, I'm just like, I know this is going to get cut later. But part of that is also the content
for entertainment.
Yes. Yep. I'm saying, hey,
yeah.
We've talked about this before. You do this a lot as well, where you grab it and you're like, hey, I'm not using this card, but I can see you using this in a deck like this, like, or something similar to this.
Example would be like energy in an Ishin deck. A lot of them are based around attacking, creating energy, and or using the energy. You can use those double triggers. I didn't want to do that, but you could. And so I'm just throwing those ideas out there.
Yeah. So getting the main idea, you get a bunch of cards, you gather as much information as you can for what you want to do. And then you move on to your other spots. Like the thing is what's kind of nice is, and it's easier for me to do this all like Moxfield, like online, like it's perfect for how I build decks. But a lot of these things, the main idea, things will fit other categories where I'll have a thing that I want to happen in the main idea, but also goes into there's a protection card in it, or there's a ramp card in it. And so I filter it into those as well. So it kind of, you get a balance of certain things in there. So then I think next most important would be our ramp and mono rocks. And we are saying 13 to 17 cards in there.
And I think this is where me and you kind of differ, but still follow this part. But like, I am more of a drawing cards is more important than ramp, even though I tend to have more ramp than draw.
That's funny because I originally, when I made the list, I flipped the two and I was like, well, I think ramp is a little bit more important. I really love drawing a lot because we don't have tutors. Because ramp, that's your first couple turns. You really want to get the ramp. So then I flipped it back to this. So I could go either way on that as well.
So, but they're both really, really important.
So when we say ramp, it's also mono rocks involved. It's ramp / mono
that's part of ramp.
Yeah.
And so the big thing though is like generally these end up being fairly staple-ish. Like you're going to use very similar cards that you're used to that work.
Soul Ring, this is Arcane Signet. If you're in green, you get all the elf fetching
the talismans or the signets or the rampant growth or or Smothering Tide, like I said. Mystic Studies, like if you have those cards, you generally want to use them. And so we're saying 13 to 17 for the ramp now, and then we upped the draw to 12 to 18 draw.
Yep.
And me personally, and we're kind of talking about, I guess, both of them at the same time, but for me, I've been aiming for 15 for both of them lately, probably the last 6 months.
Yep.
And I think originally the reason why I was like, you know what, I was doing like 10 draw spells for a while, and I'm like, I don't like this.
No, you need
like the drawing smooths out your deck. It really, and you want a good curve of that too. You want powerful draw spells. You want cheap, just cantrips in there. You want stuff all over the place. Like, what was it a few weeks ago? Like what you were talking about with like some overlap with the other, like Commander Sphere or Mind Stone. It's ramp.
Yeah.
But when you don't need it, you can use it as a draw.
Yeah.
And you don't technically have it in there.
I wouldn't consider that as a draw, but yes, that is
right.
I would not add it as one of your draw spells normally.
And so generally when it comes to one of these two or anywhere in there, put it as what you're going to use it the most of.
Yes.
Don't be like, well, this is ramp, but I do draw and I need more draw, so I'm going to count this as draw. It's like, no, this is going to be a ramp card. Use it as ramp. So like the Great Henge, I consider that ramp in every deck.
Unless you're
Even
playing like little creature deck, then that's like if it's not going to get that power.
But you got to be like elves or just like you know you got to be playing like 40 creatures and then ramp like.
Yeah. Well, so and I would say when I'm building my decks, what I actually have trouble too is bringing my ramp up and cutting my draw down, because a lot of times I've been in that 20 plus range for draw, and I've had to cut it down to get into that range, because I'm just like, well, I want draw, I want this, and draw and draw and draw. And a lot of the stuff I've been doing lately is I'm the same way as you, is I'm really ramped up the draw stuff, because I don't want to have 1 to 2 cards in my hand mid to late game. I want to have options in my hand. The worst thing in a commander game, besides, mana flooding, is fucking not having cards and you're just top decking everything. It sucks ass if you don't have answers and you're just doing the Yu-Gi-Oh! Will of the Card, or is it Will of the Card? It's something like that. I used to watch that show with the boys. Boys, I mean my brothers.
Heart of the Cards.
Yeah, Heart of the Cards. Yeah.
And no, we've been playing Magic a whole ton of times, and I can count maybe the amount of times that has worked in my favor on my hands. At less than 10 times in 15 years. Let's just go 10. I don't want to be that old.
But yeah, so the draw is very important. We're gonna get into like the tutor part, because you can fit that in one of, like, so this list fits for everybody, because I think tutors you can fit in one of these spots here, and we'll get there in a second here.
Yeah.
So
the other thing too, like example for like drawing on theme in like an Ishin deck, I think it's Audacious Thief. Whenever you attack, lose a life, draw a card, that would trigger twice. That is on theme remove. And you can work that in your decks. And generally I will try and pick those types of cards over maybe worse staples. It depends on where it's at, right? Like I'd put that, take out some things within that CMC range. That's a staple. So like that's 3 mana. So like there's plenty of 3 mana sorcery speed draw cards. Take out one of those if you're using them to add that in to be more on theme. Yeah.
Renshai just made a comment saying that I would put tutors in the spot of draw cards. Maybe what I would say is you would be on the lower end of the draw, having 12 different draw things. But when we get down a little further, I would say you'd put that in a different spot where we get into either side themes, recursion, or pet cards. That's where I would say you would be fitting your tutors in. I wouldn't say you would skimp because you have 5 or 6 tutors that you go, well, then I only need 6 draw things. Like, no, I think you need to have some sort of engine or things to get you more and more cards, to get you more options.
Like, if you want to, like, there's a couple of things too, is like draw might not be the right title because it doesn't specifically have to state
I can't redo
draw.
This list, Lowery. I already
made
it.
I'm just saying for other people, like think of it as card advantage.
Yeah. And
where engines do that kind of thing. So like recursion, if you're playing reanimate, that's just recursion, right?
Yeah.
But if you're playing Phyrexian Reclamation, you can do that over and over and over as long as you have mana open to it. You're getting creatures back into your hand. I generally consider that, if it's just a one-off, I consider that draw, because that's card advantage and reusage. It's not necessarily card selection, but it's also not like, as it sticking around, it allows me to use it over and over and over. It's a mana sink. It is getting cards into my hand. If I'm playing the cards, I want them in my hand. I want them on the board. I don't want them in the graveyard. And so that is one way to look at the draw section.
Yeah.
Right. It doesn't necessarily have to be draw. It can be just ways of gaining advantage and seeing more cards, or getting more, like continuing to be able to play spells.
Yep.
So
okay, so next section, I would say next of importance is the number 4 spot would be protection. This one did bump up a little bit, and this one personally, like I started using a little bit more, like not using. I've been using protection all my life. No, I've been using protection all the time, but because we don't, and this also fits in with counter spells and stuff. So protection is like counter spells, redirection. You could use your equipment, so it's like your Swiftfoot boots, your greaves, and all that stuff. It used to be 5 to 9 is how we had it. Now I think we bumped it up to 8 to 12. I've been using this a lot more because the thing is the commander is typically the reason why the deck is doing, why I built this deck. And it's very important to protect that. And so I have upped this quite a bit more. And actually I personally do more kind of like counterspell stuff. It's more spell slinger reaction to somebody doing something instead of the obvious, here's my Swiftfoot boots, here's my lightning greaves, destroy that first before you kill my thing. Yes, if those fit in decks, I will put them in, but I end up using those less and less and try to use spells more and more because I feel like it wastes a spell of somebody that thinks that they're killing something and then you play it. And it also protects your thing as well. So I've upped this a little bit more, and I don't know if you're still where you generally are in your protection stuff. What number do you?
This is where I kind of, I'm probably on the low end of these, but I do agree that like protection in the way that we play is more important than removal.
Yeah,
because removal tends to be fairly benign. Again, one of those things like, okay, I'm going to put these good cards in here. There's not a lot of on theme removal, if that makes sense. And so I tend to just like have very wide range removal pieces, you know, and they're boring. I get it, but like Generous Gift, Chaos War, Beast Within.
Wait, Generous Gift, not Council's Council's Judgment. Why didn't you mention that one?
Well, Council's Judgment's going in more decks currently. It is. It's because I'm out of Generous Gifts. But if that makes sense, like there's just if it's more flexible, I don't have to get it right away.
If you're in white, I guarantee you Lowery has a Swords to Plowshare or a Path to Exile in his hand. Like that's just, it happens every game.
Not true.
I feel like you do it every game. I'm like, Lowery has it. He's gonna remove it. Something's dying. Like
I'm glad that I'm in your head.
Yeah.
I live there for free. And so this is one thing that I, again, in the last 6 months is I've probably been really low on my removal, even though we're not there yet. My protection's high because I want to be doing what I'm doing.
Right.
Like you're saying, like I want to protect Teferi's Protection, Area Interlude, Heroic Intervention, Asceticism, or Mass Reanimation with like Storm of Souls, or there, because that's where reanimation kind of comes in too. Reanimation's a very flexible spot, and that's why I generally try and play it. I have it more than 0 almost all the time, because what it does is, even though that creature died, I can bring it back. Even though that enchantment's gone, I can bring it back if I'm an enchantment or artifact themed, you know, or artifact creature. And that's very similar to my creatures or my enchantments or my artifacts are still there.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like protection as well.
Yeah. I'm generally, I tend to go for the 10, if not up to 12 range. Like I play a lot of protection stuff, and it's a lot of spell slinger type stuff lately, like I mentioned earlier. So, but yeah, removal is our next one. So number 5 out of our this is actually a 10 list. So this is the 10 things to do for blueprint for building a deck here. So removal, we upped the bottom up a little bit. So originally we had 5 to 15. Now we moved it up to 7 to 15. So the bottom went up a little higher. I think everybody, I know you want to do what your deck wants to do, and you don't want to cut things out of your main idea, because that's the main idea of the deck. But you also need to worry about 3 other players. And if you're not playing removal, then you're counting on the other 2 or 3 players to play enough removal to get rid of well, one player's not getting rid of their own, their own thing that's going on. You need to count on the other two, and that can kind of screw you over if you're the only one if you're not playing enough removal. So that 7 to 15, I would say I'm over the 7, obviously, but I think I get closer to the like between 7 and 10 is where I'm at. I don't play as much spot removal per se. I try to do like for example, if I have a card that's like destroy an artifact or enchantment, I'd much rather use Heliod's intervention where I can do multiple things. I want to hit
intervention's good.
Yeah.
Or cyclonic rift, like that's basically on your back. I'm glad that you used a different example, but I knew what you were thinking.
I haven't built a blue deck in freaking years at this point, you bastard. It's all red and white at this point. Don't even start. So I'm an expert with red and white at this point. I'm about to build a blue deck though, Ivy, and you know what? On my gathering the cards stuff, the main idea, all that stuff, Cyclonic has not made it yet. Yet.
You're gonna sit back and be like, I don't have enough removal. Rift.
Correct.
Hold on. All right. So that's a legitimate thing that I do though.
Is what?
Is like if I don't have some type of like, if I don't have enough removal in there and I'm like, I'm just going to get screwed by this. I literally have no enchantment or artifact like interaction. I'll slide, or I don't have enough draw. Ristic Study goes in. I don't have enough removal. I don't have enough protection to Furious Protection or Heroic Intervention. Like those big staples, that's where I'm like, I don't have enough of this. And so I slide in that staple. That's where I use staples that's my thought process with it, at least.
Oh, good for you.
I don't agree.
You're
with
so
that.
knowledgeable with cards. Oh wait, no, you lost tonight.
It's but okay. So like generally with removal, I am really hurting in the last 6 months. I'm very, very low.
You know
I
what
think
you're
the
doing?
issue deck I built.
You used to be like super high on removal, and now you're just like, fuck those guys. They can remove shit, and I am going to just sit back.
That's why I'm probably dominating games now.
Oh,
so. Because
did you win the last Discord battle?
No, I didn't. I didn't. But I think the big thing. I don't have a big thing. I just I'm just lacking in removal.
We don't have big things. We all know
I'm in trouble. Yeah, it's pinkies.
It's hung like a field mouse.
Not quite. I think we're doing all right, but
all right.
I definitely could tell. Like I think I only had like 5 pieces of removal in the defensive issue.
What is going on?
And I just kept on going. Like I think I had like 7, and I was like, I'm cutting this and this, and I was down to 5, and I was like, this feels wrong, but it's okay.
I probably
because the other thing, if you kill everything, then there's nothing to goad, and if you kill everything, there's nothing to attack you to have those enchantments trigger a bunch of times, right? And so I don't really want to get rid of people's creatures. But when I'm playing like a Neath deck, which is fighting all the time, like I had like 20 pieces of removal in there, or my Kelsian deck, which is like
considering creature fighting creature as removal,
right?
But you need every type of removal.
No,
is why I typically
not
well, no,
no, you do
because that's why Cyclonic Rift will make it into blue deck sometimes. Is I'm like, fuck, I have no removal for enchantments, and I'm like, okay, Cyclonic Rift. I need that's.
Yep.
Oh, I got a little boy that is having a nightmare.
You got joined.
Oh,
what up? Oh, he just needs a little hug. Uh-oh.
You okay, buddy? You have a nightmare?
What's going on?
Come here. You need to go to the bathroom? Okay. I didn't lock my door, I guess.
Oh, buddy.
Oh. Hopefully he finds Mama before. It's so weird because where I'm at, it's like on the other side of the house, and well, you know where the podcast room is. Where the boys come up from the stairs is right where our bedroom is, and somehow he comes all the way over to here. So that's the crazy thing. I must be that loud. So, all right,
Somebody's awake.
Yeah, got distracted there. All right, so where are we at? We're at removal. Are we still going with
Win
removal?
cons. Nah, we're good.
Okay.
Are you good?
I'm good.
Okay.
All right, why don't you get win cons on that one? I gotta close my door again.
Yeah. So this is not good that you're leaving, but I don't play
I'm not
win
leaving.
cons.
I'm here.
I don't play win cons. This is 3 to 6 win cons.
No.
just-
Let's get this straight. It's not like a winning condition. It's like, how do you win the game? Not necessarily win cons. It's like, you got to have a way that your deck is going to win. Like, there's a couple things, like, for example, Ajani is what I would consider a win con in a life gain deck. Cyclonic Rift, I wouldn't consider that necessarily a win con. I'm trying to think of some of the ones that I've been using lately.
And like my Ishin deck, that's the whole thing though. Like if I go in my Ishin deck, Hell Rider is a win con.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yes, but it's very themed. Like, it gives me a little bit of reach. It's not a side theme, but it is.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, when it comes to that's one thing that I tend to try and avoid. I don't always, and I try and not go over the top. And that's a little bit what win cons are. And it makes me super vulnerable. Like, if somebody's like, I can get you next game, like next turn, can you win now? It's like, generally, I'm like, I cannot win right now. And that's just something that I'm okay with. Now, do I have good cards that like synergize really well together? Yes. But I generally don't play Torment of Hellfire. I don't play.
Oh, that's going in my braids deck.
I believe it. Oh, you're getting assaulted now.
I know. Hang on a second. Check with mommy. Mommy's sleeping. Can you close my door, bud? Love you. At least he's out of it. He was still, when he came over here, he was still in a night terror. Like I could see it. He didn't realize he was awake. Yeah, he wasn't awake. Like that's the crazy thing when he has those. So he's still
Mike is I don't know which way because it's MIK.
I wouldn't consider.
I hate that they put like ...
It's
when there could be like another letter there.
Mikhail Payson. I wouldn't consider Cathar's Crusade a win con. I would just say that one would be an engine. But let me try to. So
I say you put engines as a win con. I think engines are a win con.
If you're playing like a like I guess all the tokens coming up, but what I would almost consider in that place is what is the artifact that your creatures get 1+1 for each creature type that are in play? Something or
I don't play that at all.
But you know what I'm saying? I know, but that could be a win con in a like token deck where you're playing elves or you're playing goblins or you're playing any tribal deck, because you plop that down. Yes, it gives the bonuses to them, but in reality, that's how you win the game. I mean, Crater Hoof is also a win con in those type of decks as well. What I was going to say is Fire Emancipation is one of my win cons in Blanca, because it's like, if Fire Emancipation's down and
6 damage per time you target.
I target Blanca. So if you don't kill Fire Emancipation, everybody's going to die. Like it's inevitable, you know, like if you don't kill one of the two. So that I consider win con stuff where it's
let's be honest though, like when you're talking about cards specifically versus like in a vacuum, like Cathar's Crusade could be a win con. It easily, excuse me, it's a win con if I had it in Ishin. That's one of those cards where it's like that goes over the top. Like I attack 10 creatures come into play with the tokens, and everything gets +10/+10. Nobody's winning after that. Like your boards are wiped or you're dead. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like in that deck, yes, in Gave Guru of Spores, it's a win con for sure. But if you put it in like an Angels deck that has like 1/1 counter synergies, or if you have something that's like not token based, and you're playing 1 to 2 creatures per turn, like that's more of like a slow engine that has those synergies. But generally it's used as a win con. I would agree. I was actually just thinking about that card today in
Aw.
Ishin if I wanted to go over the top, and I was like, you know what, that's not on theme, because the theme more of what I want is the Hell Rider thing.
Okay.
Like making tokens and then seeing how many creatures are attacking, dealing double that damage and stuff like that. So depends on what you want to be doing.
So
I don't want 1/1 counters on. I fucking hate Cathar's Crusade.
you do.
And that's because if I attack and I'm not going to win, I have to put how many counters on
counter
30 creatures? It's like, fuck that. I don't want to do this.
All right, let me do one thing really quick just to kind of give you an idea
Okay.
of win con stuff. So here is the Blanca deck. So here is, I'm going to just minimize it to there. Here is my 5 win cons I have in here. So Arcane Bombardment, it's not going to win you right there, but if anybody lets that go, I kind of threw that in there as a win con because it's going to keep...
It's very similar to like Thousand Year Storm.
Yeah, so it's going to keep multiplying and casting those spells. Chandra's Ignition, I would consider a win con, especially in a Blanca deck. You're getting Blanca huge, and then you're wiping the board and killing everybody. Like I mentioned, Fiery Emancipation. Seize the Day is an interesting one because it has the flashback and continuing to attack. So if you've already pumped up Blanca, and then you attack somebody, you seize the day, and then attack again, and then flashback and seize the day again, like you can kill all 3 players with seize the day. Like that's almost a win con, and then Soul's Fire is just taking out a player. Target creature you control deals damage to its power to any target. So again, these are my win cons. It doesn't say that I'm winning the game, but they're things that I'm like, these could kill a player in one swoop, in a way. And so that's just an example of Blanca, of one of the I didn't do it for Akiri, which is interesting. I tried to pull that one up too to check out what I had put in there, but it didn't have a win con. I wanted to see if I had one more example. Go ahead.
So they're saying that Chandra's Ignition is so underrated. Like,
yeah, it is.
I love it because I've loved that card forever.
Yeah.
And I sent you a list of proxies. Like, I need 4 more of them because I got 2, and I was like, so I think I have it in 6 of my 16 decks. Like, it's crazy. But yeah, I get what you're saying for the win con part. It is a little bit less like over the top than what I was thinking. So I agree with that. Like Hell Rider fits in there.
Like, let me give one more example. This one is Duke. So Duke only has 3 in here. So I think Ajani, because this is a life gain kind of deck. So you use Ajani's ultimate, which is pretty easy to do, as we've seen multiple times. Akroma's Will has been a win con a lot of times.
That's a win con for sure.
And then Terror of the Peaks, because you're making all these tokens and they all come in and you're doing damage. And so that's where I was like, these are my 3 win con type things in the deck. So it doesn't mean that you win the game. And that's what I want to kind of be specific with, is it's not a win condition. It's not a card that says you win the game if this X, Y, and Z. Those could definitely be in that spot. But it's more of cards that are really vibing, meshing well together with your commander and what your whole deck is doing.
Yeah.
That there's a good chance that if that card stays out, you are going to win the game. So that's your way to
that
win.
Ajani's, that red burn one from Blanca, that's a win con in Feather. Because I can recast that every turn. Yeah. And then generally I'm boosting them up as well. So like I agree with what you're saying.
Yep. Okay.
Side theme.
So side themes.
This is not going as short as we thought.
No, it isn't. Side themes, we changed a little
45 minutes.
Because we had it at 7 to 9, and I put 0 to 10 because sometimes you don't need to have a side theme. So I made it 0 to 10, and this is where you could probably fit in your tutors in that spot. Like this could be like if you're doing everything else across the books, this could be where your tutors maybe fit in. So side themes is just like you have, Blanca's doing its thing. I kind of did a side theme in there that I have other creatures that have similar effects. So those are my side themes where you have like Pyromancer, the Pyromancer dude, whatever his name is, you do it, you get a 1/1. You have like the other effects that do similar.
Young Pyromancer.
Yeah, young Pyromancer. You have now the alcohol is getting to me and all that.
Yeah, there we go. Can we go back to Stump the Smith?
So like I think side themes, it still fits in, like it might just be a similar theme, and that's what how I kind of categorize that. So that you can fit in anywhere. Recursion, is there more that you want to talk about with side theme?
Well, okay, so side theme, I was gonna say like 0 for me generally, but like the way that you explained it there, it's like, okay, going back to Ishin, I have my ramp. So I break it up into like roughly 6 bits that I want.
Mm-hmm.
I want draw, ramp, protection, removal, and then generally whatever the theme is going on. And let's example Ishin. I want to make a bunch of tokens because attacking tokens happens that double that. It's really good. Then it's like, what can I do with those tokens? And then it's Hellrider. In my mind, Hellrider's more of a side theme, or having non-combat damage happen when I attack. That's more of the idea there. To whereas like it's still like it's more of an engine part. It's still a side theme, and it's still a win con. There's a little bit of overlap there, I think. And so that's where I'm like, I probably go more side theme than like win cons in my mind. So, because when I do it, normally I have like 6 spots that I have: removal, protection, like pump is 1 if it's not a full, like when I'm really focusing on like a commander full troning, that becomes its own thing. Like there's a lot of different ways that you can look at what you want to be doing in a deck.
Yeah.
Right. So
and that's
it
why
just depends on what you want to do with it.
And that's why originally we did this too, is with the S in there, because you could have multiple side themes if you wanted. I mean, if it's a side theme kind of deck. So that's to 0, but we changed it to 0 to 10 because you don't have to have a side theme. You can just go full on main idea and do all the other stuff, and you don't need to have necessarily a side theme. Some are pretty straightforward with that, but it's fun to have different things happening. So
it's generally you want that side theme to synergize in with your main theme.
Correct. Yeah.
It's something that gives it maybe a little bit more oomph. So like when I was talking about like Hellrider, I could have went Perforos to have or Cathar's Crusade. When they come into play, put a bunch of counters on them, or when they come into play, everybody takes 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 damage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But Hellrider's more on theme. When they attack, it's dealing 2 damage with Ishin in play. Like that's what creates those different kinds of decks. It's not going like tokens are coming into play, let's play Perforos.
Right.
It's I'm attacking, and what cards go with the attack theme. So
what I remember when we did this before, and I think we discussed it then, is one of the examples I gave was from Yarok. And Yarok is an ETB a deck, obviously, because that's what Yarok does. But the side theme in that deck was to have elementals in it, because then they all got bonuses from not only Yarok doing its thing, but also elementals. So you almost had a double bonus happening. And so the side theme was like, I think 10 to 15 different elementals that had ETB triggers or something. It might have been just 10, but that would be a side theme. It's still doing what the main idea is doing, but it's adding on that there's another bonus that if you had this ETB happen and you have an elemental thing that's getting ETBs, you're getting a double thing off of it.
And it's a little bit of, I think we're both talking about it. The side theme kind of fits into the mind.
Yes.
You don't want main theme.
You don't want to completely just like, hey, this deck's sacking creatures and my side theme is milling you. Like it's like, you have 10 cards that are milling somebody. Like it's like, it should fit in with like sacking, while also when you sack things, it's, I don't know, doing damage or something like that, but I still feel like that would be with the main thing, but you know what I'm saying? Like it's not completely 2 different things altogether. Right. All right. We're getting to an hour and
Recursion.
15, and we still have our time. All right, recursion. 0 to 5.
Don't scare everybody.
0 to 5. I don't think that one changed. Nope, we still have 0 to 5. It was originally 0 to 5.
I'm generally like 3 to 4.
Yeah, I'm generally like 2. 2?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, pet cards, that changed a little. Oh, no, it stayed the same. 0 to 5. That I actually would maybe change to, instead of say pet cards, it's maybe cards you're testing out. Maybe new cards that came out and you're like, I want to see how this card does. Or maybe it is like your Mirage Mirror, or what CMD Tower likes to use, Altar of the Brood.
Yeah.
Those might be your pet cards that you put in every single deck. I don't put Mirage Mirror in every single deck. I try to, but it makes it in like 1% of my decks. Not 10%. 1 out of 10 decks, maybe it makes it in there. But a lot of times I want that theme to keep happening, and it almost just takes up a spot. So 0 to 5, I mean, it's, if you have some cards that you just like playing or want to test out, that's a good spot to put them.
And what I do is, if I have a pet card or a card that I'm trying out and I'm just really struggling on cutting, like I have like 5 more to cut, I attack that. If it does not fit into any of those categories, that's what I end up going like, I really would like this in the deck, but it just does not fit.
Yeah. Okay.
Really burpy tonight. Sorry.
That's all right. All right. And then the last thing is, I adjusted this just a little bit. I put it down. Now this, because our first list, we did not have flip lands necessarily, flip cards. And so I dropped it 35 to 38, because there is some decks that I just made one that I did drop down to 35. Only because I had 3 other cards that were flip cards that were lands, and it was so low on the curve that I was like, all right, we're going to go down to 35. I had so much ramp and so much stuff going on that I went to the lower end. So far, so good. But I generally try to hit that 36 to 37. You used to be 38, but I think you have now dropped, since we've done this list, down a couple cards, 1 to 2, right?
So for 2 color and 1 color, I go 36 lands, and I have not really broken that rule yet. And 3+ colors, my rule is 38. But again, in the last 6 months, I don't know where that shift happened, but I'm at 37.
Shame.
So my rules are breaking. Rules keep me in check. And that's, example. My wife wanted to get married after 2 years, or like get engaged after 2 years. And I'm like, no, it's 3. That's my rule. And I stuck to it. I did.
Good job.
But for some reason, I'm failing at this. I'm going down to 37. I don't really appreciate it. That's an inner thing, but working on it and seeing what I can do about it.
Okay. So all right. I think that's it for our list. Again, you guys can check this out. I will end up making a image of this so we can post this. It will be in the Discord. And for those of you, will be on probably Twitter and everything. If you guys want to get a hold of it, check out the video again, and you can screenshot it and just keep it for yourself. I do use these. I try to have it up while I'm building my decks when I do my spotlight decks. It's a little tougher for Lowery unless he prints it out and has it on the side, but he's building decks, so you don't want to have
normally
it
it's like
space.
Adam, how many am I supposed to have in here?
Okay, so now we want to move into Fave 5. But first, Lowery, you might have to dance for a second, because I have to pee so bad.
Wow. That
if I don't go pee, we're going to make these segments really, really short. Can you tap dance for a second with the live?
Yes. No, I will say this with conviction.
And you can take your shot if you want. Why don't you take your shot without me, and then I'll take it when I get back.
Why the fuck?
I'll be right back.
I don't want to do that alone. I'll do it alone. I got nothing. Let's be honest. Without Adam, I got no personality. And that's why I drink when I'm alone. I don't have a desk dragon. Oh, you're saying you're telling Adam to pee into the desk dragon. That makes sense. I don't even know where that shit is. It might be under his desk. I'm getting down there. That's kind of scary. Oh, I should. All right. So it sounded like a person or two went to Chicago from our Discord. I hope you tried Malort and then felt really bad on what you make us go through. I'm not saying any names. I don't want to say any names. Look at this. It's fucking fancy. I gotta say, Burt's Bees, that's some good shit right there. Buy that. This is why Adam does not leave me alone. I'll take my shot. We're gonna talk about the 40K cards right when Adam gets back. I might go P2. Just because I got a shit. All right. Josh, again. I'm pretty sure, I'm guessing that you just like hearing your name at this point, Josh. And either way, we appreciate it. It's gonna help us in the future. Cheers.
Oh, he's taking the shot now. All right, I'll catch up.
I almost spit that one out.
Oh, that would have been amazing to see.
They had a Malort 10 at Riot Fest. Are you serious, Paul?
Was there anybody there?
Was there anybody in line? Or was it all just fucking people going, "Rah!"
Who is this one too?
Oh, just moving my head made it taste worse. Oh, this is so bad.
Fuck. I wish I could do things like they do at. Sorry for you Wisconsinites out there. I'm about to rip on you in a second, but it's not really ripping. Like they do at Packer games. Because what they do at Packer games, and I'm not kidding because I've been there. I went to hit the old good for you button. I went to a Vikings Packer game when I was in college. Hit it.
Oh, good for you.
And it is middle of winter, and instead of them anybody getting up to go to the bathroom, they all have a device attached to their peignoir, and they have a tube that goes down their legs. Not they all, I should say. There's a lot of people that do this. It goes down their pant leg, and then it goes out onto the ground. So they don't yes, they legit saw not the penis part, but they just pulled their pant leg over to the side, and their boots they all have winter boots on. They all have their winter, snow pants on, and they just pee right onto the ground.
Like, just get a bag. Have it be a catheter.
Yeah.
It
was
what
interesting.
in the fuck?
I wish I could do that on the podcast. Just have like a little thing down here, and I should have peed before we went. I didn't even drink that much beer. Like I'm just now finishing my second beer, but I guess fun. Okay, so any cool conversations? Looks like was there anybody actually at the Malort?
It was the shortest line there because people are fucking smart and or unadventurous. So I feel like Malort, I would be like, if you haven't heard of us, come and try. You'll regret it, and that would be my pitch. But like, if that's
basically
goes,
like our pitch for the Commander Smiths. Like, if you haven't heard of us, come and try. You're gonna regret it.
Think of how many people, if you just have the pitch of like, if you haven't had us, you won't want us, and people will be like,
it's also the Commander
Smiths.
I
want you. Like, I want to try this shit now. People are dumb, and I'm in that lump of people because I will generally try anything if it's consumption, food, liquid. I'll try it at least.
I think I had enough to drink when we were at SmithCon that I forgot how bad it was, and I was like, "Hey, Lowery, let's just make it our signature shot before I ever had the bottle of it." And then you got the bottles, and now
you
I'm
regret
regretting. It. Yes, very much so.
It's such a true tagline.
Okay, so I opened a new beer when you were doing Stump the Smith Savant. This is to my fellow North Dakotans, Mr. Ryan W. and Quinn. What brewery is this? North Dakota Brewers Guild, and this is the Changeling, which is kind of nice. It's
All right. It's a magic thing.
It's a white stout with coffee and chocolate. It's actually pretty tasty. I dig it.
Oh, that's interesting because that's kind of a lot of different things, like a changeling.
Oh, snap. Okay, so we should get into our fave 5.
Fave 5 for Warhammer 40K. There are 42 new cards per commander deck.
Yes, we had to work that out.
Kind of sold out everywhere at this point. There's a lot of hubbub. There is a collector's edition version of it, which are very expensive.
Right.
It just seems like they're sold out, but they're kind of like probably 150 a piece, 160. They're expensive. And then your regular ones, which are seeming to be around 50 to 60 bucks per.
Yeah.
If you can find them for a cheaper price as a bundle, that'd be good.
I didn't realize because I read it was 42 new cards, and we kind of figured it out before, and it was 42 new cards per commander decks, and there's 4 commander decks.
So the uncommons are kind of like they switch around, but all the rares are unique to their decks.
Yeah.
I don't know much about 40K.
No. But these are cool art. There's everything like
cool art.
The
cool
borders,
card
everything
style.
looks really sweet.
Yeah, they're unique with the border.
But
I like a lot of the cards.
Let's get just right to it. I mean, we're not going to break down the set like we normally do. Maybe we should have a little bit because this is a new set. But we got Infinity around the corner. Well, it's a commander specific one, but
maybe we do Infinity next week, and I'll just be like, fuck it. Can I go first? My number 5.
Yeah, you can go first. You're just trying to make it so I don't steal yours. All right, go ahead. What is your number 5?
You're not gonna steal this one. All right.
This is gonna be
my number 5.
Wait, is this gonna be your thrumming stone?
This,
where I made fun of you last night opening? Oh, that's another thing. Watch the opening packs. I opened $1,000 worth of Card Kingdom stuff. I forgot to mention that earlier. Anyways, so what is your card?
So you were featured as well. All right. This is a penis joke for people.
Is that why you
know.
picked it?
Yes, this isn't real. All right. Old One Eye.
Oh yes.
That is a card name. It's Old One Eye. That is a penis.
Is that the only reason why you picked it? Is that the only...
it's not real. I'm not reading the card. That's just a joke.
Okay.
They have a card called One Eye. And that's one urethra. That's one eye. I mean, it's not one eye.
I think I should make a proxy of this one. Do you think you know what it'll look like?
just a fucking.
I think Garuk will be featured in this. Only his lower half. All right. What is one of your 5? Your fave 5s?
We're non-ordered here. I'm gonna go with the Nazi Commissar Severina Raine.
Damn it.
That's yours? I literally posted that on Discord today. What's your deal?
Damn it.
Why are you stealing my shit? All right,
this is the only commander I wanted. No, it's all right. Go ahead. This is the only one I wanted to build.
I don't care about the commander part. You can talk about it in a commander part, but
that's the only
one, a white, a black. It's a 2/2 human soldier. Whenever Commissar attacks, each opponent loses X life, where X is the number of other attacking creatures. And then you can pay 2, sacrifice another creature, you gain 2 life and draw a card. So for me, I am excited about this because this is a Day of Dragons in my Ishin deck because that triggers twice.
Mm.
And it's very similar to Hellrider, but bigger because it hits everybody rather than whoever I'm attacking with X amount of creatures. So this card's going to be bonkers for me.
So
I'm excited about it.
For me, I like it in my Teysa deck, but I also like it as a commander by herself because it has the tap 2, sacrifice another creature, gaining life, drawing a card off of it. Like that's just bonus, anything that does that. And then you're attacking with all these tokens and you're doing damage not only to one person, it's each opponent that much damage. It's kind of crazy.
Losing life and damage are slightly different.
Yes, but what I'm saying is you're attacking somebody, everybody loses life, opponents lose life, and then that person is still being attacked by all those creatures. So I was like, this would be a really fun one to build around. So that was also on my top 5.
All right, 5 and 5. You can go first. You want to steal something on mine?
I probably won't, but I will
Probably
do
not.
blood for the blood god.
It's kind of repetitive.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, I like that one. That's cool.
Blood for the blood god. It is 8 and 2 black and a red. It's an instant. If your meta plays a lot of wraths,
Can you click on the card and make it bigger?
not
Does that
much
happen?
bigger. No, I can do this. Wait, click here. Nope. There we go. I can do this, but then it's off center.
Son of a... How about go back
Why?
to
Can
the
you read this?
initial and then... No, I can't read any of that, but I'm sure other people can. I'm blind. I'm going blind.
All right, let's do this. How about this? Watch this. We're gonna minimize. Oh no, you're making this all difficult.
It doesn't matter. My
it's all right.
opinion
Look
doesn't
at-
matter.
Look at this. There we go.
Sunshine makes that clear every day.
He's not mean to you. He's mean to me.
Yeah, but I'm sensitive, and that's why he's nicer to me. But it still feels mean.
Oh shit! Oh damn it!
That's how feelings and perspective works.
All right, Larry.
right.
Screw you. I can't. Okay, so it is 8, 2 black, a red for an instant. It costs 1 less to cast for each creature that died this turn. So a
Okay.
wrath happens. If at least 8 creatures died, you get to only pay 3 mana, 2 black and 1 red.
Is it so? It's any creature, not just
Yes.
your own.
For
Well, that's
each
pretty
creature
cool.
that died. So everybody's creatures. Discard your hand, then draw 8 cards. Then
Okay.
this deals 8 damage to each opponent. Exile it, or just exile it. So it's an instant speed. You have this in your hand. You play all your creatures out, and you're like, okay, if somebody destroys all the creatures, I'm playing this for free, dealing 8 damage to everybody
I mean, it's black, black, red. You're still playing
for
black,
3
black, red.
for drawing 8 cards and doing 8 damage. I think that's pretty good. This seems fun. At instant speed, I could have seen this just being sorcery and just being bad, but the fact that it's at
Yeah.
instant, I really like it for black red decks. You don't have to play it in a specific, like, I'm destroying creatures and doing all this. It's just, if you're ready, if you're playing tokens, and you're ready for a board wipe, this can deal some fucking mighty damage. So, all right.
It can. I agree. That's cool.
Yeah, see, Renshai says, I love you, Lowery. You're literally the best smith.
And that's super
Fuck
hurtful.
you.
That's all I'm saying. That's very hurtful.
Yeah, I saw you smile after you read that, you bastard. All right, what is your next card?
All right. Exalted Flamer of Teenth? TZE.
One.
Dang, I was getting to it. I was going to get it. I was going to get it.
TZ.
I was leading on.
TCH. Zink. All right. Two colorless. Blue and a red. It's a 2/4 demon. I like that red blue is in the demon realm now. It's kind of interesting with this batch of cards. But at the beginning of your upkeep, return an instant or sorcery card at random from your graveyard to your hand. Love. And then whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, Exalted Flamer of deals 1 damage to each opponent. Love. All right. I love this card. I wish it was a commander. I would fucking build this.
Yeah, if it was
right
Commander,
then and there.
I probably
This is going to fit into every red
Spellslinger.
blue Spellslinger deck that I have, which is maybe 2.
Whoa, settle down
I'm
there,
real
partner.
excited for it. I'm real excited for this. There aren't a lot of cards like creatures that bring instants and sorceries back to your hand. And so getting this at the upkeep, even though it's random, is still gas. I love it. So
Yeah.
I'm good.
Should be fun. My next one is, oh man, if you're talking about reading, wait, is
What?
toxicity, something. something rather. Whoa, that was a weird sound you just made. Holy shit, that sounds fucking weird. That's awesome. Toxerine. I think that's how you say it. I'm surprised you didn't hit the button already. 3 and a green. It's a
I like you struggling too, and that
Tyrannid. A Tyrannid.
All right.
It's a 2/4 reach and death touch. All lands have tap, add 1 mana color of any color. They and lose all other abilities. So we kind of talked about this on the Discord. Number 2 is kind of excited about this. He was like, "Oh, is this like a Blood Moon kind of shutdown stuff?" I think more how you're playing this card is it's in a 3 to 5 color deck. And the reason why I like this one a little bit, like it made it in my list, is because I am now looking at building a 5 color deck. And so this is definitely helps those decks out quite a bit, because now all your lands can be any mana. And at the same point, it can fuck with your opponents because they can't play their fetches. They can't, all their utility lands lose all their utility stuff. So, but it also can help them if they are.
So you're reinforcing what number 2 was saying.
Right.
I missed this conversation.
Oh, no. It was just, he said, "Oh, this is great. Is this like a Blood Moon type effect?" And I was like,
I agree.
Yeah, it is, but you're not just going to put it in your green decks or your 2 color decks. I think this goes into 3 to 5. It's not just to fuck with you. It's to help you get because you're also probably playing fetches and utility lands, because this fucks with you as well. But
I mean, number 2 isn't. He doesn't do that stuff.
What fucks with people?
No, play good lands.
I don't think he's on right now anymore. He was on earlier.
I think he has a really good point. Play this like a Blood Moon, and it's going to be pretty good.
Well, I wish I had. Like
I think you're right too.
I think I'm gonna get the that 70s show burn. I need to write.
I've been getting number 2 lately. I don't know why. Sorry.
You did Cole and number 2 and Ibukaki last week, and now it's just number 2.
Just being an asshole. That's my thing.
That's the Malort talking.
That's just I'm an asshole. That's fine. I like this. Probably I didn't think of it like a Blood Moon. I think number 2's point is probably bigger for me. Like in a 5 color deck, I don't know if this really does it for me. It might in my Captain Sasay deck.
Why wouldn't it do it for you? All your lands have tap to add 1 mana of any color. Why doesn't that do it for you in a 5 color deck? Are you playing Chromatic Lantern? Are you also just ignoring Chromatic Lantern in that deck? And
Chromatic Lantern is just like, it's extra. That's a ramp though. This is ramp. This is fixing.
Yeah.
Fixing's a little different.
Yeah, but it's in a 5 color deck.
It's let's discuss what is the easiest thing to remove in decks. Enchantments.
We both said it. Wait, what is our staple versus? Yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay, we're good.
It doesn't matter. So I like it. I like it. It'll be interesting to play with. I did not have that on my list at all.
All right, good. Or you're just saying it's a bad card is what you're saying. All right, so what is your next card?
It's better than I thought. Give me a second.
Hold on. I'll top my beer off.
All right, we'll go with Shard of the Void Dragon, which sucks that it's not a dragon. It's
what the shit is that? It's a freaking.
Is it a Settler of Catan? Is that we're mixing 3 games together now? It's fucking stupid. Or Catan's Dragons. I don't know. Is that a thing? But they just had to call it. That's the problem here, right? Because your creature last one that you said, it's like a Tythean. I don't know what it is. What is it? I don't know what these words are. I only know made up words from Magic. I don't know made up words from I don't understand this. All right, Shard of the Void Dragon, because I can say that. But 4 and a black. It's a 7/7 flyer. And whenever Shard of the Void Dragon attacks Ishin, each opponent sacrifices a non-land permanent. And then whenever an artifact is
So
put
it has
into a graveyard,
it has Annihilator 1 for everybody.
no, this is less like
I guess
Annihilator.
Annihilator it does hit lands too.
Yeah. So if you have nothing, which is you're in a rough spot, like, all right, yeah.
Keep
That's close
going.
enough.
Yeah,
You're right.
I
Now I
interrupted,
feel
my
bad. I don't know if I'm gonna play this now. If you're calling it like Annihilator Light.
Yeah. It's like
okay.
Twitter. It's Discord Ultralight. This is Annihilator. Is it
only has
Annihilator
95
Light
calories.
though? Because it's like it hits everybody. Where Annihilator is just that person you're attacking. This is
Right.
almost worse.
Jesus, you're making me feel like I need to add Annihilator into my Ishin tech.
Oh shit! Ishin all day, Ishin all night.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of obsessed with the deck.
Yeah,
right
you
now,
are. You
but-
fucking love Ishin.
All right, second part. It's a 7/7 flyer. If I didn't notice that or say that, whatever.
What is the ability though?
Whenever an
No,
artifact is put,
no.
what?
What was
What?
that ability that you just read? It's an ability.
Spear of the Void Dragon.
Thank you.
Why?
Well, because we've talked about this since Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh,
The-
look, I've been skipping that. That was, yeah, I'm skipping that shit. All right,
I thought it said matter abortion. I was like, what?
absorption,
What am I reading?
matter absorption, or matter, pro-life matters.
There we
Whenever an artifact is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, or is put into exile from the battlefield, put 2/1/1 counters on Shard of the Void Dragon. And number one, okay, the first bit is the main part, right? The second part, I think that's how you do hate cards. And maybe not for modern, but for Commander, is like, I want to put this in Ishin. It's going to it's going to get huge with treasures and food tokens. Those food tokens are everywhere. And womp, womp, womp. And I think
Treasure.
it's an awesome card. It does a lot. It's a little expensive.
Hey.
It's not a dragon,
I actually like this.
but I like it.
No, I actually like this because I think this is going in braids. Because part of braids is I'm going to be sacrificing artifacts and everything else. It says whenever an artifact is put in the graveyard from the battlefield or is put in exile from the battlefield, it gets bigger too. So I sacrifice mine. If other people sacrifice theirs, it also gets bigger. And it has the sacrifice part. So I'm eliminating.
Jesus.
Yeah. And
It doesn't
I'm
care
in
if it's
mono
opponents
black
or not.
No.
You could just sacrifice a ton of treasures.
Yeah.
And it gets huge.
I wrote it down in my notes for braids.
It was one of them that you thought of?
It's now in my deck.
Oh. All right. What do you got?
All right. My second to last one is, let's see, this deck. It's a Praetor. That's what it is. It's a Praetor.
All right.
Vexillus Praetor, and this is 3 and a white, 3/4 flash. It's a Custer State Park warrior. Flash vigilance. Commanders you control have protection from everything. So this is just a protection spell. Another thing for white that is very nice and helps your commanders out. Protects your commanders. Not really like flashy or big or whatever, but I think it's pretty sweet.
And so
Protection from everything makes it so not only you're protected from getting killed, but now your commander is unblockable at that point.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
but
At the same time, I didn't like it. Because I like putting things on my commander. So it gets rid of, you can't put auras on it. You can't put equipment on it.
It fits in. It has to be in specific decks where you're not putting stuff on it. But
it evades spot removal, the damage, like you're saying, it's unblockable. Like it's
Duke is gonna love this.
Pretty cool.
Duke's gonna love this. Akiri's not. Akiri wants to get
Yes.
bigger with the equipment on it. Duke wants to be by himself and give everybody else haste and all that.
Yeah, Akiri is definitely a grower, not a shower. So
Akiri's like a smith.
it's a good deck. It's a good
It is.
deck. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, what is the time on that? I want to. I hope I didn't talk. No, I'll just cut myself out of that.
You're
It's
good.
a
Whatever.
good deck. It's a good deck. All right, Larry, what is your number 2? I think we're at that.
I don't know. I don't know if I really like this one anymore, but we're gonna go with it. Inquisitor Eisenhorn. This is 2, a black
Oops.
and a blue.
How do you spell it?
Inquisitor 2/3.
Q.
INQUISITOR.
Why is that not coming up? Oh, it's I, not A.
Inquisitor.
Inquisitor what?
Eisenhorn. Inquisitor
Eisenhorn.
Eisenhorn.
All right, got it.
Yeah.
You're good.
All right. You may reveal the first card you draw each turn as you draw it. Whenever you reveal an instant or sorcery card this way, create a legendary, a 4/4 black demon creature token with flying. I'm not saying
Kid can't even read.
Tribal. Whenever Inquisitor
Chernobyl.
Eisenhorn no, that's demonic right there. That's whenever it deals combat damage to a player, investigate that many times, and as long as I can complain about like investigate should be clues, just say create clues for, they're just wasting time and
Well,
space.
that would have been a little bit more to their sentence. It would have said, create clues that many times. Like,
right. Instead, they said investigate that many times instead of create that many clues.
One
as
more
the power as damage dealt. It's fucking stupid. I just think it's cool.
Yeah, it's actually really cool because it's. Are you thinking this as a commander then, or just in general?
I don't think I'm gonna build it, but it just maybe in general. I don't play enough instants and sorceries, so this could be something that forces me to.
Well, I mean,
play
if you
that?
made this, well, think of this though, like a blue-black deck that's kind of based off of artifacts, like things, artifacts hitting whatever, and you make this more of a Voltron deck. It's for each damage. It's not just it deals damage. You get a clue or investigate. If it's a 10, you get 10 clue and you investigate 10 times. It's
okay. So like, I've already built a clue deck with Mike and Will, so I wasn't really thinking about that. You're probably right. What you're talking about there. I was thinking of more just like reveal a top card, like try and draw a card
you're doing the first
each
part.
turn,
Yeah,
and create that 4/4 token, and then be able to like sacrifice it for value, and then the next turn draw a card, create it because it is legendary, so it's going to go away. It doesn't matter.
yeah.
And so that's the part that makes it difficult. Like it's the way I want it to work probably doesn't work very well.
But think of how many, if you could do damage and make that many clues, it's almost like treasure.
Yeah.
Like old old Gnawbone and doing damage and
Old dick. I wish that
just-
was a better card.
I just want to make that a big veiny proxy deck.
Absolutely. I support you. So I think this is a cool card. It's maybe the part that I didn't or that I wanted to work isn't going to work very well.
Yeah, it sucks.
And the
it's
investigate
legendary.
part is cool,
Yeah, I dig
but
it.
there's like no evasion on it. I don't know where it goes,
Its own
but
commander.
it does enough to make me go like, this is cool. I like
Makes you
this.
go, Things that make you go, all right, my number 1 card is one of the top cards from this set. I think it's the Golden Throne. Let me get this pulled up here. So this is an artifact for colorless to play it. If you would lose the game, instead exile Golden Throne and your life total becomes 1. Meh. That's okay. I mean, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. I mean, having that
No,
out,
no, no.
somebody has to remove that before killing you, or vice versa or whatever to kill you. The other part of it is you can tap it to sacrifice and add 3 mana of any combination of colors to your mana pool. So it's almost
sacrifice what? A creature.
A creature.
Yeah.
Sacrifice a creature. So you have, it's not, you have to tap to sacrifice it. So it's not like your altars where you're sacrificing and adding mana, but adding 3 of any combination. Again, I was talking about the 5 color deck that I'm thinking about building. So this made it into my, I like this to help with those 5 color decks to potentially get stuff out. But you're really probably putting this in.
Because there's 3 mana of 1 color, right?
Nope. Any combination of colors.
Okay.
So that's different than the Mono Rock that is very popular in this, where it's 4 for 1 color. And then if you have 3 of the same basic, that almost made it on my list, but I was like, I'm probably not going to play that. If you have the same 3 of the same basic, you can make 3 of any 1 color. This allows you to do red, white, blue, like you can do all the different. I did America there. I didn't mean to, but
yeah. America.
Fuck yeah.
July 4th was 6 months ago.
But this seems interesting. It's a sack outlet. And so it works for those sack decks. And then also, I guess it has an added bonus that if they don't destroy it before they kill you, your life total becomes 1. So it's not even like your life becomes that, it's lose the game. So if somebody has a win con, I'm guessing they wouldn't win, would they? If you would lose the game instead, exile and your life total. Well, I think they would still win the game because it says win the game. Right? Yeah. I think it's more of if you're losing. Whatever.
Can't read it.
Here. Can you read the text right there?
Hold on. All right. If you would lose the game, instead exile the golden throne and your life total becomes 1. So with instead being there, so instead exile the golden throne. So if somebody won off of something that wasn't damage.
That was just saying they win the game.
I believe they would not win. And instead your life total becomes 1.
And that's exile.
It's a replacement effect. But the thing would be is like, can they do it one more time and then win?
What I'm thinking is like what we've seen on live stream is the mechanized production where that's won the game, and I think 2 of them at this point. Am I thinking the right card?
Just one. Oh no, twice. But I won before that one could win. So yes,
good
that would
for you.
Not what I was going for. And so that would trigger. Instead, your life total becomes 1.
Oh, that'd be funny though if you're at like 70 life and like
they don't win the game, but you go to 1 and this is exiled. I believe that's what would happen.
Yeah, I think you're right on that. That's pretty funny.
So it's not just based off of, because it's not saying if your life total goes below 0,
if you're gonna lose,
exile this, it becomes 1.
Yeah.
It's saying if you would lose the game, which again is different than a player wins the game. Though.
Oh, now you're going back and forth on it.
Yeah. So I don't know the words on mechanized production.
Judge.
This is saying if you would lose, which is different than that player wins, I think.
Fuck Magic. It's so fucking
God. Fucking fair. That's a fair overview of this game. Fuck it. All right.
What is your number 1? Get to your number 1. We got to move. We're at 2 hours. We haven't even got the staple verses yet. And we're doing this on a Tuesday.
I knew this was happening.
Yeah.
I knew this was happening. All right. Mine is going to be Biotransference. 2 black enchantment. Creatures you control are artifacts in addition to their other types.
This one was
the same is true for creature spells you control and creature cards you own that aren't on the battlefield. Whenever you cast an artifact spell, you lose 1 life and create a 2/2 black Necron warrior artifact creature token, which would be an artifact. Mm-hmm. Whenever you cast an artifact, or whenever you cast a creature, it is also an artifact spell. Mm-hmm. All the creatures on the battlefield are artifacts. I think it's just a really cool card that's like getting around like I know this might be wrong. This is one of those ridiculous statements, but this might be better than like Lattice.
Because it's not affecting everybody else.
That's true, but it's just like cheaper, and like it's counting the casting of it rather than just like everything on the battlefield. So it's different. Maybe that's a better way of saying it. It's better than Mycosynth Lattice. No, hold on. I just rephrased. It's different from Mycosynth Lattice, but like in that range.
Yeah. It's cheaper. You lose a life, you get a creature off of it. Everything, your creatures are artifacts. Anything else that's an artifact that you're casting, you are getting that bonus as well. Yeah, no, there's a reason why I think it's one of the top cards in this set. Like, it seems like a lot of fun. Like, there's a lot of things that you probably
really
do with
cool.
this. Yeah.
Yeah. So
and it looks like an artifact card. That's the thing about the Warhammer stuff, is these all look like artifacts. Everything looks like an artifact. Okay, fucking hey, geez, we're over 2 hours. We're almost at 2 hours, and we haven't even got to our main bit yet, which is that isn't even the right one. Shit.
Fight.
Take that away. Staple versus. So, this is our staple versus, everybody. Has nothing to do with Magic. Nothing to do with Magic, except we have to talk about last week's results.
A very serious Magic podcast. Very serious.
Let me get rid of some stuff here. Okay, so actually last week we had Council's... I got rid of it. Council's Judgment. I had that thumbnail up, and I, for some reason, got rid of it. Okay. Council's Judgment against Generous Gift. Who do you think honestly won in this?
Generous Gift should have trounced.
You are quite correct in this one.
Am I thinking like 80 percentile?
Wow, look at you. 80% YouTube, like huge voting. Actually, YouTube just started something fun here. I can do image voting. So now I had actually the cards, so people aren't just going off of what the names are. And actually, we had a lot of votes for YouTube this week.
We did 3 run shots.
Yeah, we did.
For Josh,
you got me scared there for a second.
Yeah, no.
Lowery did his shot when I was going pee, and then I did it right when I came back.
Yeah, that was third one.
So YouTube, huge numbers for the voting. 80% for Generous Gift. Twitter, 79%. And Discord, you came through at 77% for Generous Gift. There was no...
They couldn't lie on that one.
there was no coming back from that. So, okay. So this week, we are doing something completely different. Right. Lowery brought this up in Discord. Another reason why you should join Discord, because...
That's just joking.
Yeah, it's just joking, but I think it works. We are doing... Let me get this all... situated. What are we doing, Larry? What are we doing? What are we doing, Larry?
We're doing our theme song for this.
Fuck, I know.
Versus Street Fighter? Question mark? I don't even know what they are.
Here's the bit. Here's the thing. If I had more time, if my littles weren't in basketball tonight and all that, I was gonna change the whole like dun 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 dun, dun and then have it go and then put the Street Fighter theme in right afterwards. But I didn't have time to do it. So
okay,
we're gonna just run with this, even though
look
at all those notes. That's for both sides.
That's a ton of notes. That's for both sides. Can you read off mine as well, please?
You already had Discord jumping in on this. The funny thing is we're so late with stuff. Either. We don't have a lot of our starting viewers is very low from where we started. So they're going to have to jump in later. So you won't get help from the
shit.
Okay. So who do you have? What is your bit?
I have Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat is me. Adam is Street Fighter. So, just straight up, you want to vote for Lowery. Mortal Kombat.
And Discord did. Oh wait. Oh, you know what?
Mortal Kombat.
I have to get. Hang on.
What's going on? Oh, you need your crown.
I haven't worn this in like a month.
How does it feel? A little awkward now. It's like crooked.
Everything
That
feels
looks like
right.
you're a drunk king, and I would throw you out.
Everything feels right with the world. There we go. Well, whatever. It's turned again.
All right.
It's my headphones.
All right.
I'll be the
Can
drunk
we?
king.
All right. Which part of being Mortal Kombat do you want me to address first? Let's go with the biggest like gap. This is like Mariana Trench gap between Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter, and the song / soundtrack to Mortal Kombat is phenomenal, and it is so good.
You do have me
I
there.
can't even tell you what Street Fighters is. I couldn't go like
I can play it. No, it's but here's the thing.
See, I couldn't even tell you that. I couldn't even be like that. You're right. You're right. That's it. I don't remember it at all.
I will give you that check mark. I will give you that check mark. You get that
Right.
one. But Street Fighter on themes, on songs, each fighter has their own song. Mortal Kombat does not.
Because they don't need multiple songs. I couldn't do. I couldn't think of a single one of the fighters from Street Fighter.
They don't play Mortal Kombat when you're playing the game. When the next fighter isn't coming, it's not going Mortal Kombat. There's a theme song for each character in Street
and that
Fighter.
would I'll give Mortal Kombat a check for that, but like a negative check that they should have. They should have had that song.
They should have, but they didn't.
All the time.
They didn't.
It should just be on loop.
Renshai brings up an interesting point. Don't forget how much better the Mortal Kombat movies are. Let's think about the actors. Jean-Claude Van Damme.
No. Yeah, he was high on coke that whole time. Dude,
excuse
put
me.
no effort.
The best bad guy, Raul Julia.
Yes, I agree with that.
What is your bad guy? Who do you have?
What do you mean? The dude stands on a cliff.
What's his name?
For multiple times, scenes in multiple movies going.
What's his name? Can you name one actor?
The soul is mine.
What's the actor's name?
You remember that? You remember that?
No, I don't actually at all.
That's
what's
the
the actor's
soul is mine.
What actors are in?
And he's on a cliff. He's definitely on a cliff. Maybe a portal behind him. Maybe not. It doesn't matter. But he's definitely says soul mine.
Okay.
And he's
actor.
Look, he's an aggressive dater. And I wish Tinder
you're trumping
was
the
around
point
for
right
him.
now. You're not actually talking about what the point is. What's the actor's name?
The point is that Mortal Kombat has got 2 movies. Street Fighter got 1. That's the point that you're trying to make, and I appreciate
that's
that.
Not what I'm trying to make. Stop trumping this shit.
That.
Stop trumping this shit. You are deflecting.
Look.
You are deflect.
No. Mortal Kombat's not going to go to jail for life. Like, what's your problem?
We can only hope. Here's another point I want to ask you.
Okay.
How many characters can you name from like the original years of Mortal Kombat?
Oh, right. So like, okay, let's go with, I agree. Mortal Kombat has better characters.
What are they?
Let's go with this. There's
are they?
the 3 main ones, which would be Sub-Zero.
You have 3.
Alternation of Scorpion.
Okay.
And very similar Reptile.
Nope, not in the original ones.
Not in the original. You said original years.
Original
which
years.
means
The first couple of years.
They showed up in 2
first
or 3.
couple of years. Give me the original cast.
And just because they're different colors but the same layout does not mean that they don't represent different people.
You're trying to remember and you're like, shit. All right.
What? No, there's Jax. There's Raiden, which is the pinnacle.
Yeah, Raiden. Yep. You got Raiden.
Yeah.
There's a big
there
one
is that
they're not memorable. That's the problem.
That Hollywood guy.
See, this is what I'm saying.
There's Sonya. There's Sonya.
Know everybody.
She does like the like
Sonya.
Split kick.
Yep.
Sonya.
Yep.
Yeah, there we go.
You're missing one, or you're missing 2 big ones, like the biggest ones. Like there's a whole movie about what you were just saying. The Hollywood guy. He's
the
character.
Hollywood guy. Yeah. No, I said him. This is stable versus at this point.
Do you mean Johnny
There's
Cage?
Gorio.
Yeah, that's
Gorio?
which is voted the worst bad guy in Mortal Kombat history.
He might be. It's very
'Cause
weird.
He's a four-arm fucker.
He's a sextapede thing. He's like 6 limbs. It's weird. I'll agree with you.
It's actually
Like,
only 4.
in the
but
movie, they
6
didn't do
well, I
him
mean, I guess
justice.
legs. Yeah, he looked really bad in the movie.
But
you missed Johnny Cage was your Hollywood.
Johnny Cage. Yeah, no, I was just getting there.
Yeah. Let me help you.
Why
Do you
did
remember
you
one
say
guy
it?
that
I
goes,
was getting there.
yeah. Like he almost does like a Chung Li thing because of course this came after Street Fighter. Just letting you know, like 1992 is when Mortal Kombat came out. Street Fighter was 1987, so it was first. So they're gonna
Do
steal.
you think like Street Fighter was the first fighting game there ever was?
It was the first.
Do you remember Rock'em Sock'em Robots?
That's
That was probably
not a video
the
game.
first.
It's not a video game, buddy.
I didn't say video game. I said game.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Where he goes,
All right.
He's like the main character in the newest ones of. Actually,
Who?
he's like the main character. That's what I'm trying to help you.
Rock'em Sock'em
No.
Robots?
How about Liu Kang? Liu Kang? You know who that's?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. He's like the main character in both the movies. Okay.
He is.
Now I
He
know you're
is,
gonna play
you're
the bit
right.
up. I know you're gonna play the bit up. Who do you
is-
have for Street Fighter? Do you know all the Street Fighter names? Yes, you do because we played it all the fucking time. And
Who?
who?
Street Fighter. There's Mr. Street and Mrs. Fighter. And it's very role switching. It's very interesting game, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So Guile
Ryu, Ken.
is
You have
Who?
Blanca. You have Dalsum. You have Chung Li.
who's
you
the
have
second one?
E Honda. You have you already said Guile, so we got Guile in there. Okay, so
Yeah,
we've
no,
established
he's super gay.
what does that matter?
It doesn't. I'm just saying they
We
tried to
have,
cover it up.
like
and
no
you know he is.
names that are like known for Street Fighter. Like it's just known. All right, so
You're gonna offend everybody after like Street Fighter 2 because they added characters
there's
as
so many.
well.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot like Katana. Katana's a badass.
That's not one of the
She-
original ones. I kind of looked this up too, so I was looking to
Right.
see what our original guys.
Was
not
she original or
Not
no?
really. No,
She
not
is?
Katana.
No.
Okay.
She was
so
in the movies.
who's
Movie.
who's the
One of
bad
them.
guy? Like who's the bad guy for Mortal Kombat? What is like the bad guy is even just crap.
Zangief.
No, for Mortal Kombat. See,
Are you
have
saying that
in your head.
Zangief is not in Mortal Kombat? Blanca?
No,
You didn't even name the 2 cool ones. You don't respect
You're having too
the
much to
source
drink.
material.
I said Mortal Kombat, not Street Fighter.
how about we just
you're going back to Street
how
Fighter.
about we just offend everybody and turn
Don't look at the chat. They're trying to help you out. Who is the bad guys? Yeah, Shao
I said Scorpion.
Shao Kahn.
Shao Kahn. Shao Kahn is the bad guy for mine. I don't know what it is for you. Sagat?
Yeah, well, that
Sagat's-
is one of them. You have multiples, but the ultimate bad guy, which is who plays Raul sorry, I'm trying
Julia?
to look at everything.
Raul Julia?
Yeah, but,
Before he died.
he
was
is-
dying during that.
Yeah,
like
that was
that's
his last movie, actually. So even
Yeah.
more so why you should vote for Street Fighter. But that's M.
Oh, for
Bison.
Street-
That's like a
No,
perfect M.
this is
Bison.
Pity points?
Then you have Sagat, Zangief, Vega. Like those are freaking the best bad
Vega was
guys.
such a bastard.
Yeah.
I hated that guy. Just crawling on the wall, you couldn't hit him, and then he falls off. And
Wha-cha!
yeah, I hated that
See,
shit.
you know
Bob
some Street
Saget.
Fighter.
Bob Saget is a national treasure, or was before he passed
was.
away.
Okay, so what game did you play first? Was it Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat?
Well, okay. The question that I have to ask you is,
God, you were deflecting
which
from
game
that.
is cooler,
That's not
Mortal
what I
Kombat or Street
asked.
Fighter?
Why
And
did
that
this turn
I
into-
understand, but they
Yeah.
are conjoined because I played Street Fighter first because Mortal Kombat was way cooler, and my mom would not let me do cool things.
Right. Exactly. No,
right.
it wasn't even cool
That's
things.
exactly why.
It's
Mortal
over.
Kombat is
The
just
reason
so
why
much
there's
cooler.
so much violence in the world is
You
because of
just
Mortal
fucking played
Kombat.
into Look,
It is so
it's the
much
first game that had
violence.
fucking blood on it. How
I know.
awesome is that?
That's terrible. That's why there's so
No,
much
it's
killing in the
not
world right
terrible.
now.
Are you
That is
blaming
why
like
there's
Mortal Kombat existed and possibly Jerry
decapitations?
Springer happened later on?
Yes.
Like, is that what's what we're
Come on,
it is
Marilyn
the
Manson. We're
beginning
gonna
of
blame
sin?
things on.
Is that what we're saying?
Yes. That is what we do.
This is
That is what
ridiculous.
America
This is
does.
ridiculous.
We blame things so we
Look.
don't have to blame ourselves. We blame it on other things.
No,
so
no,
it's
no.
video games and
Street
music
Fighter is like
and Eminem
the
and
like
Marilyn
religious
Manson.
version of fighting. Like ha ha ha, no blood, no bruises, nothing.
Oh, there's
Mortal
lots of
Kombat's
bruises.
real. That's what
It's
happens when
real?
you fight.
I don't
in
remember being
Unity.
uppercutted
It's
into
real-ish.
spikes.
It's
I don't remember seeing a guy's spine being ripped out of their body and just holding
Right.
it over and just dropping.
oh,
and then
that's the
next...
other thing. Finish him.
Yes.
Fatalities. How amazing was that?
Yeah, half the
When
time
you
it's
saw other people do it because
and then you just
nobody
stand
else
there and they go
learned
like
how
this,
to do it.
and then they
I
just
didn't.
fall over because half the time, 90% of the time, you don't even know how to do it.
Agreed.
Like
Agreed.
the combos are too
But-
complicated. Street Fighter
But-
makes it so that you can actually do Hadouken. What's more memorable?
But then they just died. There's nothing cool like
What-
when they're about to like
is the
it's
most
just a
memorable
it's just a
thing?
setup. There's nothing there.
What is the most memorable thing in all these games is Hadouken. It's not get over here or finish
It
him.
absolutely is get over
It is
here.
not get over here.
It's
That's a rapist thing to
absolutely
say.
get over here.
That is a rapist thing to do. That is not.
Wow.
That's not something we do on this show.
Oh, what if they just want a hug? That's all he ever wanted.
No, it wasn't.
Why would Scorpion just get
He
a
was
hug?
feeling insides afterwards. That was always what happened. You know it. He wanted to see your insides, insides out.
That might be the winner.
My last thing is, well, I don't think it's my last thing, but
It's
which
definitely
one
your last
has a secret layer? Which one's in Magic?
thing. Oh, if we're gonna talk about secrets, Mortal Kombat was the first one that had secret characters. Secret, the finish him thing was secret. All
Why
this
is
shit
this-
was secret.
is
They
this
didn't
like
tell
the-
anybody that shit. It's the original secret. Right there.
Why is this a deflection episode? This is like you have like watched Trump speeches and you're like, how do I deflect? And then you're just, this is what you're.
I agree with Renchai here. He says, "What is wrong with you, Adam?" And he is totally right. Accurate.
Are you gonna start talking like him too? Let's see if there's anything else that I had. Oh, spin-offs. Street Fighter has Marvel versus Capcom. 9
Okay.
games. You know what Mortal Kombat did for their spin-off? Mortal Kombat versus DC.
Yeah. Yeah, they went higher than Capcom. I've never heard of them. And DC is a worldwide known. They have fucking Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. Are you kidding me?
Keep going.
You have those in your game? That's
Where are
top
we in the
notch.
Marvel universe?
what?
Where are we in the Marvel universe? How many superheroes do we have and how popular and how big is that franchise?
I don't know. I just watched Thor: Love and Thunder, and I thought it was a good movie, but everybody hates on it. So apparently the MCU isn't good. Like, what is your point? You just wanted like you're just bringing the MCU as like a side chick here. What's going on? You
Yeah,
said-
because it's so
you
good.
said
And-
Street
and it
Fighter
also-
versus Capcom, and then you added in Marvel.
It's
Like
Capcom,
Marvel's not in
it's
the equation at
Capcom,
all.
and then also it's
Like,
they
are
also
you
did
dividing it
crossover
by
with
Marvel?
Tekken.
What's going on?
They did a crossover with Tekken. Like they did so well. They just did all these crossovers, kind of like Magic. Magic does really well. That's why Street Fighter got involved in it, you know, because it's
No, that's not what good
and-
companies do.
and
Good companies go
Street
like,
Fighter has
I
a
can
new
do this
game
on my
coming out
own.
next year. Mortal Kombat does not. You know what they have coming out?
They came out
Another
with something last
shitty
year.
movie. Nope, 2019.
There's a third one. There's a third movie coming out.
They're making another shitty movie.
Oh, there's already a third movie. They're coming out with a fourth one.
Yeah, it's coming out with another shitty movie
Wow.
with actors you don't
Wow.
even know. Can you name one actor in any of those movies?
I don't have to. It's the spirit that counts. And Street Fighter spirit is coked up Jean-Claude Van Damme. That's what it is. He's not even like
Raul
splitting.
Julia.
Yeah. Can you name another movie he was in?
Adam's Family.
Damn it. That's what I was going to say too.
I only know it because the boys watch it all the time, so it's one of their favorite movies to watch. I was like, yeah, that's where he's from too.
He was pretty good.
Yeah, he's a good actor. All right. Also, no, the proxies don't really matter. We have proxies because that matters with that stuff.
You got something?
I don't think I have anything more, I guess.
Here. This is my last comment. Virtua Fighter is better than everything. We'll just go that route.
Virtual Fighter?
Virtua Fighter from Sega. That's way better.
I don't even know that game.
God damn it.
My last point was I can play Street Fighter with my kids. I can't play Mortal Kombat with my kids. And I agree. I like my kids.
Until they reach an age, you just enjoy beating up on your kids in video games, and that's why you play Street Fighter.
I haven't, you bastard.
I'm just saying, you're like, if you play like a sports game, you play it on Rookie so you can beat up on the teams. That's all I'm saying.
Who plays sports games anymore? Who plays games besides Magic? Why are we talking about this?
There we go.
Why are we talking about this?
And then you fed it. There are no games other than Magic.
Yeah, exactly. All right. That should do it, you guys. You guys can vote for this on the Discord. You can vote for this on Twitter, and you can vote for this on YouTube. We'll announce the winners next week. Thank you guys for watching. Sorry, it's another over 2-hour episode. But
what is our problem?
We can't do it.
I don't know.
All right. We'll catch you guys next week.
Thanks for listening.
See ya.
Bye.
I love boobs. I'm talking tatas. I love boobs. I'm bunkers for honkers. I
Oh, yeah, I got
love boobs. Thanks for the memories. I love